Well, hey, Rojo family. I got some sad news for you. As we know, this is a family podcast, and we try to make it family friendly for everyone. And unfortunately, while Austin was on his trip to Florida, some things happened with the authorities there where he didn't really fit as a member of this podcast anymore. So today you got me, Mark, and Austin's replacement.
I'm Trent.
And we want to welcome you to Life with Rojo.
Wait a second. How do I get fired from Rojo when I'm not even getting paid? Like how do I get replaced? How do I get replaced with a guy wearing a shirt that says Knuckle Puck? I can't get replaced with the band Knuckle Puck. Just kidding.
I don't even know what that is, but you know,
I read it as Knuckle Puckle, but I don't read, so that's not far from reality.
I had to teach Mark who Rihanna was.
Right,
so.
right.
I'm not that bad. I know who Rihanna is.
I had no clue. But no, we could never replace you, Austin. Austin is still at the beach, but he didn't want to miss out, and we thought it'd be fun to bring in our friend Trent.
Hey, how's it going?
We're excited to have you, Trent.
I'm happy to be here. I've been a long-time listener, like almost from day one.
And it's changed a lot since then. Our sound quality and
well, you guys are getting a bunch of celebrities on here, and you just keep ramping up to me.
Right,
I'm
right,
the biggest one yet.
We finally hit your level.
Yeah.
We're glad you were able to clear your schedule to make the trip down.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and let's cut to the intro.
I'd like to introduce myself. I don't believe that we have ever met. I think that we could hit it off so well. Let me paint a picture, you and me together. I'd like to introduce myself.
All right, so like I said, Rojo family, Austin's still at the beach, and Trent just made his hour hike down from Cleveland, Tennessee. And man, we're ready to go. We got a lot of fun stuff today. Whole lot of different things we're working on. We're going to talk a little bit about Hulk Hogan. You know, that was a tough one for me. We're going to talk about dog Crocs, the mysterious bathroom urges, and sometimes sister-in-laws, they just have sugar sprees. It's a packed skillet today, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. And I want to start, guys, with before we get to what we've been doing, Hulk Hogan.
I know.
I shared with you guys, obviously you knew about Hulk Hogan. A lot of people said that we broke the news for him. That Rojo was the first ones to share. And, we're not a news podcast, but I do like the fact that when it is important news, like Hulk Hogan passed, and we share it. And, he's a controversial guy, but like for people like me that grew up watching wrestling, I mean, it wouldn't be what it is today without Hulk Hogan.
Oh yeah, he was my favorite wrestler growing up. Watching him with my dad and my grandma, she loved him too. I don't know. We even talked about trying to get him for the podcast. So it was kind of, it was bittersweet, really sad to hear the news and stuff. When I heard him passing. So
yeah, it is interesting. Like we had reached out and communicated with his manager and everything, and we were looking for that. And I think it was pretty sudden. That this happened, because I think it was at some events a couple days before, and like he's big with me in my childhood, and just being a fan, watching wrestling as a kid. And we actually were in Pigeon Forge and went to the Hulk Hogan store the day before he passed.
Yeah.
So I took a picture with the big Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and even like probably my favorite gift I've ever gotten anyone, I got my son-in-law the Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior WrestleMania 6 like Hawaiian shirt. And I don't think he was really certain who it was at first, and probably had to do a little research because I was so excited. And he was like, thanks, But now I think it's become his dress Hawaiian shirt. So, which you have to have.
Listen, if Brandon doesn't want the shirt, and if it's an extra large, I can take it. I will wear that shirt. I will wear it. I would wear it down here at the beach if I had one.
Austin, I think it's about time for you to give us your world famous Hulk Hogan impression.
Oh yeah, we've heard about it.
Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to do that.
Hey, give us one like you got to listen to Life with Rojo, brother. Just give us one of those.
Okay, let me see if I can channel the.
We can take turns.
And I just trimmed my mustache. I should have kept it.
Yeah.
It got pretty thick, but it's so hot. I trimmed it
You could have
yesterday.
shaved the top of your head too for the look.
Yeah.
We're not going
Just
that
pull it.
far. I'll use my brother. My brother's starting to kind of go a little sparse up there. I'll leave that for him.
All right,
But
so let's hear it.
oh man, all right. Rojo family. That's not the best I got, but it's
No,
fine.
that's good, man. I love that.
Come on, brother. Let's hear you. Give it up for the Rojo family. Let me hear it.
Wow, you came ready. You were already practicing that in your car, man.
Yeah.
I was inspired by you. I was like, man, that was so
Excellent.
good. I'm going to give it a shot.
I've literally never heard anyone say that to me, that they have felt inspired.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard though if you're
Wow.
trying to do Hulk Hogan to not turn into Macho Man because they're so
It's
similar.
a real small difference right there. You got to be careful, but
Yeah, I was talking to my wife about it. She didn't even know that Macho Man was a wrestler. She just thought he was a Slim Jim actor.
oh, Brit. Oh, moving on. Let's move.
But, we also, a guy that you two weren't familiar with, but for me as a baseball fan as a kid, this happened just yesterday from recording day, and Ryan Sandberg passed away, and he was the Cubs second baseman and like just one of the best second basemen of all time, like Hall of Famer and stuff. And for a kid like me that loved baseball, you got to watch all the Cubs games because it was on WGN. And they were all day games because Wrigley Field didn't get lights until much later than all the other stadiums. So like I watched tons of Cubs games. So he had passed away as well. So that's probably a bigger passing for my family than you two apparently, since you didn't know who Ryan Sandberg was. But
right. Still sad. It's still sad to hear. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of like big losses for 80s 90s kids.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But we got a question for you, Austin. Austin is one, for those of you that don't know in the Rojo family, he is not a big social media poster, right? He's not even a big text responder. So when it comes to
that's also true
communication, Austin's not huge at it. And today I looked at his Instagram for maybe the first time because he has only posted about 8 things in however many years he's had it. And I think 5 of them were food. So
the first one was Waffle House. I do know that.
Right.
If that says anything.
It was like a hamburger or something. I don't know.
Like the mug. Yeah, something. Right. Yeah.
But one thing that I noticed today is he was posting beach photo with his niece. And, we've talked about Austin's babysitting giftings in the past. And even his sister came on the podcast to say he didn't really kind of help as much as he made it out to. And so I want to know, are you really like just super uncle out there at the beach taking care of these kiddos? Or was it more like a social media flex?
It was absolutely a social media flex.
Dude, I appreciate the honesty.
I can't lie about that. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, you kind of did about the babysitting, but
that's debatable because I did a lot of work. I was actually babysitting, but here on the beach, so I'm trying to get better at social media. Even we've talked about that because we're not huge social media people in our personal lives, so we're like, well, Rojo, things like that. I need to get used to posting more. So I'm trying to like make myself, post. I'm like, well, I might as well start here at the beach. And my niece is like, she's a sweetheart. She's great. And I'm like, she'll get some good attention. I don't know. Let's get her picture out. No, but definitely was more of a social media.
And you said, I need you to stop building your sandcastle now because it's time to take a picture.
Come here. And she loves Snapchat. She'll come up to me. She'll go, Uncle Austin, let's make a funny picture. So we'll look for the filters and do that together. So we take pictures a lot together, but I don't post them. But definitely a social media flex. Listen, my niece and nephew, first of all, they're wild just on regular land. So put them on a sand and water, and it's like
Right.
10 times, ADHD over here and ADHD over there. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm on vacation.
Right.
Go
Now,
at it.
what's your caffeine levels when you're at the beach? Because I'm sure you're getting a lot of sunlight. Are you needing as much caffeine?
That's a deeper question than we have time for, but I'm still consuming a lot of caffeine.
Really? Okay. See,
Well, it's nice to have a cup of coffee on the porch,
yeah, I
in
get
the beach
that.
house, the palm trees, the breeze, but then I also love when I go out to the beach. I like a good like, sugar-free Red Bull. It's nice to take just as a chaser, after the coffee and things like that. So I'm still drinking a couple of cups of coffee a day and a energy drink here and there. So it's
Does your
about
mom have concerns about it? Like,
Deborah's had concerns for years. Mark.
that's why I love her, because between her and I feel like we're gonna help with this problem, and we
You
both pray for you a lot.
Oh, she is, yes. Yeah. I think she's hoarse. She's prayed so much, but she has no voice, but yeah, man.
Well, we took a little trip. We were only
Y'all
gone
did,
for a
yeah.
couple days, yeah, and we went to Pigeon Forge, and the whole family except for Coy, because he's at fireman training. But everybody else went, and we got to meet my brother and his family. And man, we had a really good time. Like, we spent one entire day. All we did is go kart. Like, we had the all day passes. So I
Nice.
bet you we go karted, 15, 20 times minimum.
Wow. I didn't know you
Yeah,
could get passes like that. You can
yeah,
just
yeah.
go like all day whenever you want to, or is it
Right.
just
There's a place called NASCAR Speedway, and like we left for lunch, went back and karted some more, and we could have gone back later that night, but everybody was getting kind of tired. So
that's pretty nice. Now, do y'all stay in like a hotel or do you get like a cabin?
we did a hotel this time. It's just different every time, but we stayed in a hotel this time, and then we ate at like this nostalgic place for my brother, because or I think it was him or his wife that they wanted to go, because they hadn't been since they were kids, to Fuddruckers.
Oh,
And I used to think that was a cuss word when I was a kid, but
I
like
used to
it's
make it a
pretty
cuss
cool.
word because I was always switched. I'd be like, Mom, let's go to Red. Wasn't good.
But yeah, so Fuddruckers, man, and like I don't know why there's not more of them, because it was
It's great.
packed. Like, I don't know if
Oh
it's one of
yeah,
those things that only works in Pigeon Forge, but
it is.
but
Yes.
in Hickson there's that, was it Glen Jean or whatever? They got a similar kind of concept. Got the little
Now,
bar.
does Ru does Fudd Ruckers, I have to make sure I say it slowly. Does it still have the cheese dispenser? They used to have like, that yellow
Like, yeah,
cheese.
yeah, like
You could just
movie
pump as
theaters.
much as you
Yeah.
wanted. I loved it as a kid,
Yeah, it
man.
was
That
hard to
was,
watch people do that, because
Yeah.
some
oh,
people, like, I
it's a
saw this
sight.
one person, they didn't even put on their burger. They just got a mound of cheese next to it and were spooning that sucker. Like,
Oh.
That brings back memories. That brings back some
have you
memories
ever
for
been to
me.
a Fuddruckers?
Yeah, they had one. I lived in Arizona for a couple years. They
Okay.
had one down there.
What are your thoughts on?
I mean, and honestly, it follows the same formula as like Chipotle or Cava or any of these places where you Subway. You just choose your own thing. So I don't see why it's not more successful,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Well, I feel like at Fuddruckers you got to do a little more work.
Yeah, they
And
say you put it on yourself.
yeah, yeah, and like, and they wanted a tip too, and I'm like, aren't I doing it? Like,
You're not pumping the cheese, buddy.
right.
I'm pumping the cheese.
Yeah.
So I was kind of confused, and then we sat there and took up our like plates at the end, because it's like, well, we don't have servers, and then apparently that was wrong. We're supposed to leave it on the table. So I mean, they need some instructions. Like, I think that's their biggest problem.
Yeah.
People go in there and they don't know what to do, and
Oh, that's
yeah.
the worst. You go into a restaurant and you've never been there before, and you go to the wrong place and they look at you like, are you an idiot?
Right.
And it's like, no, I've just never been here, and it's a maze to figure out where the front is.
Right. No, I get that. Like, even oh goodness, there's a salsaritas.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
even know how to go to the register. I just sit there and wait till somebody guides me, like I need to see an eye dog or something. Like I'm just like put my hand out for somebody to take it.
They need a neon sign that's just
Yeah,
start here.
Right here.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I think, and I blame them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you might have been open 5 years, 10 years, whatever, but doesn't mean I've been here that long. This
Right.
might be my first rodeo.
But you know
Exactly.
what? I didn't know there was still a Fuddruckers in Pigeon Forge. I thought it shut down.
Unlike the Shoney's that we discussed a couple episodes ago, there still is
Wow.
a Fuddruckers there.
Which or what was the restaurant? It wasn't a Shoney's. There was another restaurant that
No,
you
yeah.
said that shut down in like 1988, but you were acting like it was still open.
Po Folks. That's
Oh,
what it
folks.
was.
It shut down like
Yeah.
93. I'm like, this
Yeah, it
place hasn't
shut
been here
down
for
like
30 years.
1988 or something. And I was like, yeah, we're planning on going there on this Pigeon Forge trip.
It's like y'all have really done your research.
Well, so we went from there, and then we went and carted a little bit more. And
Nice.
then, dude, Rojo family, you guys helped us out. I reached out to the promoter of micro wrestling, which I was trying to, discuss that with the cat, like what happened to like the micro wrestlers. But I think he took it as like smaller human
Mhm.
like smaller non
Yeah.
micro people.
Yeah, he
And
did.
so I
Yeah,
just
he
went
did.
with them on that. But like I was talking micro wrestlers, so I reached out to him. I'm like, hey, I'm co-host of a Rojo podcast and everything. He's like, hey man, come on out. Tickets are on the house. And yeah,
Nice.
hooked us up, like gave us 10 free tickets to it, man. And dude, the micro
Nice.
wrestlers are like phenomenal. Like they're
I'm
so
sure.
incredibly athletic. And like some of them are like ripped. Like, I mean, they could absolutely take me in a fair fight. But like there was one dude and didn't necessarily love his name, but they called him Baby
Oh, baby
Jesus.
Jesus. Yep.
And he was probably the smallest one, and he did not look very athletic by his physique. But
Right.
this Joker was doing some crazy flips and stuff. I was just like, man, what is going on with this guy? Like he was phenomenal.
Did he
And
come out wrapped in swaddling clothes or anything like that, or
I
was it
don't
just
think
the
so.
name?
I was gonna
Like,
ask because I'd seen them a lot
Yeah.
online. Micro Jackson and
Yeah.
Psycho and
Oh, Psycho was there and his
oh,
wife
I
Pinky.
love Psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pinky
Dude,
Shortcake.
Angel took a picture. It's on our social media where Psycho is about to toilet plunge. Like he's flying midair with a toilet plunger, about to hit somebody in the chest with it.
gee, I don't
Like,
know how I would feel if I was like a wrestler and the opponent's name was Baby Jesus. Like, how would I feel body slamming Baby Jesus into the
look,
rope? Like,
baby
sorry,
Jesus had some of that Jesus in him because he was doing miraculous things.
he came
Not to be
out,
sacrilegious or anything, but the
came
way
out,
this
man.
guy was moving, like I was amazed. Like we were all just like, what? I mean, Joker was like 3'3" or something and doing backflips, and I'm like,
Jeez,
Wow.
dang.
but yeah, and they were so cool, so friendly, man. Like it's a good, fun, like friendly family environment. And
Nice.
there was this one who was probably the kid's favorite, and he was a Micro Tiger. And my nephew got a shirt, like a Micro Tiger shirt. That Joker man loved to autograph. He came over and signed that thing like immediately,
Oh, I'm
like
sure.
even without my nephew asking. Like
Like,
he just, it's like, hey, random kid, let me write on your chest. But
hey, you want this? You want this? Trust me. You want me to sign this T-shirt
but
for you?
but then they took a picture together, and they looked like they could be the most. It's my nephew that has the huge like mullet, like the really long one,
Yeah.
like beautiful mullet, and they looked like they could be a tag team. Like I was just like, dude, let's make it happen.
That sounds like a great trip, though, man. Sounds like a
Yeah.
fun trip.
In one restaurant, if you guys go there, it took a little time, but it's called oh goodness, what was the name of it, Angel? Gorilla Taco. It was a Mexican restaurant, like a real fun theme. It had like a lot of Nacho Libre meets gorilla stuff going on, and
Okay.
I kind of loved it. So
Okay, that'd be
it was
good.
it was worth the wait. Like the food was
Okay.
good. I mean, the food was a Mexican restaurant. Like I feel like all of them taste the same.
They kind
Like
of
like
do.
that's one thing I can't really tell a difference. Like
Yeah.
it's more the atmosphere for me. Like if it's got a cool atmosphere, let's do it.
But listen,
Especially
I
here in the
love. I
South, I feel like we have like our own unique
Hmm.
flavor to Mexican food.
Oh yeah, I'm sure if it's like somewhere like other parts of the country or other countries even like their Mexican food's completely different. But
Oh yeah.
so we had an incident that I wanted to share about this trip with my sister-in-law. So
Yeah.
we went to a lunch. It was a place called Bull Moose. Our day we were leaving, and we're like everybody passed. As we're going in there, everybody saw a little ice cream shop. They're like, "Man, we want to get ice cream afterwards and everything." Cool, pretty normal thing, I think. And as we were leaving the restaurant, she realized the ice cream shop wasn't going to be enough for her. So she saw Gigi's Cupcakes. And she went and grabbed her one of those. And I don't remember there being much sharing. Um, and she was the only one that wanted anything from there. So then we went over to the ice cream shop. And I'm thinking, like, okay, so she got a cupcake. She's not getting ice cream. No, she got the most ice cream. And like it was phenomenal that like she just ate a full lunch and then downed about 1,500 calories of dessert like within minutes. And I just don't think I've ever seen anything like that. And of course,
Well,
I'm the weirdo and everybody else ate ice cream except for like Angel and Isaac and I. And we went and got protein shakes at Tropical Smoothie, you know. And of course, I'm that guy, So like, she just downed 1,500 calories of sugar, and I got a protein shake. But the funny thing about it was I put like a vegan protein powder in the shake. And we asked everybody in there, is there a flavor to this? And everybody's like, no, no flavor. Angel realized there was a flavor too.
what was the flavor?
um, she said disgusting. And she's not much of a protein shake person. Like she likes getting protein other ways. And I get that. Not everybody's
Yeah,
a protein shake person, but I think she became less of one in that moment.
that did it.
Uh,
That did it. Man.
but then when they were leaving, so they had this hockey thing in Nashville, and they come back through town or Sunday, and we eat lunch again, and then she gets like a milkshake too, and I'm just like, she's like, oh, last thing on vacation, and I'm
Mhm.
like what do people do on vacations?
Whatever they want.
That is true. I could say I feel a little guilty of that. Like I haven't. We went to a seafood restaurant that we go to when we're down here, and I haven't had like fried food in quite a while. But since I'm on vacation, I had to get the captain's platter, which sounds like everything that you can imagine. It's a little bit of everything, and it's literally all fried. And the waiter was even like, "All this is fried," just to let you know. And that's like, okay, okay, let's bring it.
Was that like a warning or what?
You're
I
going
don't
to be
know if it was a
eating a
warning,
lot
an
of oil.
insult. It's like it's a lot. Because I was looking at something else. I was like, I either want this like, salmon, grilled something, or the captain's platter. And he goes, the captain's platter's all fried. And I was like, bring the captain's platter.
So you're going like a really healthy option or the
It
least.
was one or the other. And I was like, I'm gonna ruck it off in the morning. We'll just regret it. But
So when you order something like that, do they go ahead and put like the blood pressure cuff on you?
they should.
Like to just
They
make
definitely
sure we're doing okay the whole way through?
They should. My uncle got it too. And I'm like, this is a lot. He's like, yeah, this is too much. This is too much
The
food.
real question was, did you want to feel like a crew member or a captain? And it's a pretty easy choice,
I
right?
stepped up and
Yeah.
I was a captain. I was a captain. I did
Did
not
you
disappoint.
though it's like, hey, I'll order it, but I need to be called captain the rest of the meal?
No, I'm not going to do that again. I did that one time and it didn't go. Dang. Captain, my captain.
Yeah, because I feel like that, if you're called captain the whole time, I might get the extra food.
Like, I'll eat some fried shrimp. Go ahead, bring some extra. Come
It's
on.
like, I never was a fan, like not a huge fan of Texas Roadhouse.
Hmm.
But back in the day, if it was your birthday, they'd bring out a saddle and you could sit on the saddle. They'd put a hat on you. And
Oh,
that's,
wow.
I felt like a real cowboy.
Yeah.
And so then I would go to Texas Roadhouse on my birthday, even though I wouldn't go the rest of the year.
If
How
there's a
comfy was the
picture,
saddle?
As comfy as you can imagine. Well, comfier than riding a horse, it
Right.
is seat sized. But
Hmm.
yeah, you just didn't want to think about how many other butts had been on the saddle that
Yeah.
day or week.
I just feel like
that's
the
true.
saddle, man, like that's a tough eat. Like,
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, especially
they
if it's
didn't.
like sweaty.
They generally didn't like leave it out there while
mhm.
you ate. You just sat on there and put on the hat while they sang the song to you.
Oh, I thought you were just doing the
Oh,
whole meal in that
No,
sucker. Like
they said get in the
a
saddle. We're
cowboy
bringing out the
up.
captain special, and you had to eat all of it.
the cat.
You just eat it, but you got one hand in the air.
Yeah, you have to pretend
Hey,
to be roping something.
now it's a real party. If there's a picture of this somewhere, Trent,
No, there is. I know there is.
you need
Do you
to
think
you
you
need to
could
find
eat?
that.
Like, what's the biggest food item that you think you could eat while on a electric bull?
So like I can't spill any of it.
Yeah, you
That's
can't
the.
spill, no spillage, no mess up.
I think if I got like a good chunky steak, I could palm that. It's not the most comfortable thing to hold in your hand,
Hmm.
but I think I could.
So what about 8 ounces? 10?
Yeah, yeah.
About an 8, 10 ounce rash.
Just
Well, yeah, you got to be holding the thing.
because
So,
even if it jerks you back, you at least get a little in your teeth and you can pull it off.
That's
man,
true.
uh,
That's a
that's a good
wow.
one. What about you, Austin?
I was thinking, I don't know, depending on the type of pizza, maybe pizza, because you can like fold it and kind of hold it,
Yeah,
There you go.
kind of go in like that way.
that cheese
Might
could get
maybe.
sloppy though.
You gotta be
Like,
careful. It depends. You can't have like a meat
everyone's
lovers
saying,
or like a supreme. It needs to be like a something simple, but
yeah, you gotta
maybe a
get like
pizza.
solid cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking maybe a hot dog, but I think you'd have to do it without like mustard or ketchup or anything because
Just a
it gets
plain
all on your
dog. Yeah,
face. And,
that's too
No, you
much.
got
That's
to
not
do
good
it
for anybody.
Chicago style. You got
oh
to have
gosh, with
all the
all this
fixins.
stuff,
Yeah.
ugh,
Oh,
that'd be tough. So one of the themes of our podcast is lick my skillet, right?
Oh yeah.
And Trent, he's aware of it, but I don't know if you're aware of how it originated. There is a town in South Georgia next to Waycross, and it's not even a city because it's very small, and it's called Manor. But at one point back in the day, it was called Lick My Skillet, Georgia.
Wow.
And
well,
go ahead.
I think we add the my. I don't think my. Just like lick skillet or
Yeah,
skillet
yeah.
lick.
I think it's Lick Skillet, but my whole life, or ever since I was in college when I first went there, I heard Lick My Skillet, and that's what we've gone with. So we have a segment where it's just like crazy things that you hear of, crazy things that happen. But this morning, about 6 o'clock in the morning, a former resident of Lick My Skillet, Georgia, called me, and we were joking about how the churches there used to have the holes in the floor where you could dip and everything, but he's like, oh, I got you one better. He said our church services, like my grandma would talk to me about this, would have an intermission for a smoke break. So after the praise and worship, people started to get a little tired. They're burning a lot of calories, so they would grab a cigarette before the preaching came on.
All
And
right.
so, and it was a Pentecostal church, so we got some energy in there. And
Oh yeah.
and so I want to see what your guys' thought was about that. About now, you got to think like smoking is obviously something that is really frowned upon now, but in the 80s and even earlier, everybody's like, oh, it can make you lose weight, it can do all this stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
and it was really promoted even on kids stuff really positively. So it's definitely a different time. But what are your thoughts of a smoke break between the worship and the preaching.
I think it it's a healthy sign of a good congregation. It's like when they're
Ah,
searching for a new pope, the white smoke comes out and they're like, new pope. Well, if you want to know if the church has a good full congregation, you go by during intermission. If you see a lot of smoke up there,
Right.
they got a good strong congregation.
That's valid,
that's a
dude.
that's a
Like
good perspective. I was not
I,
going there. Yeah.
I think late 70s, early 80s in South Georgia, that's how you found your church.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I smelled Marlboro smoke. That must be a good little Baptist church. We're gonna pull in.
Or if if you felt like you needed to kind of lend your support to a growing congregation, you'd find one where the air was nice and clean.
Yeah.
Say, I'm gonna go dirty that air up
Right,
Yeah.
right.
with them.
Yeah, like they don't really know how to do church
Yeah.
out here.
At my grandmother's church, they used to have like a I guess a picnic shed type thing off to the side. It was a smaller church with like picnic tables and things like that. But I remember going to church with her some, and there would be people gathered before or after service at the picnic shed, smoking their cigarettes before or leaving and things like that. So I guess it's not too uncommon in
That's
the
true.
South to have like a smoking section outside.
So the first church I was a youth pastor at, and I mean this is like 2000, I don't know, 10 maybe 9, something like that. And
Yeah.
and we had the guy who was like the church like secretary type guy and everything, and he kind of managed all the day-to-day stuff of the church. I'm not sure what his title was, but he had a lot of stuff going on. And he would do that. Like we would have Sunday school, and between Sunday school and the service, the church was like one of those like really old pretty churches and had the real beautiful like front door and the steeple and all this stuff and the front steps that you can enter. And he would be on those front steps looking like what are those, gargoyle, smoking his cigarette. And like that was the spot he chose to do it, where everyone would be focused as they passed that church or pulled into church or walked into the sanctuary. And yeah, that was his spot to do it. And I think he's the only one that did it there because I've never seen anybody else do it there. But that was kind of his thing.
Hey,
I guess
that's
it,
very welcoming. It's like,
yeah.
everybody's got their thing they're working on. This guy sitting on the front, he's working on smoking.
Yeah, we're not hiding what we're working on
Yeah.
here. I mean,
No, I
God's
respect
still
that. I was
working
about to
on
say it's like a all are welcome. Bring your
Right.
black and milds,
That's
bring
right.
your cigars, bring your whatever. Come on down to lick
but
my
I just
skillet.
yeah. I just thought there's so many spots around that building and outside, and they had so much property. I'm like, that's where we picked to go. All right.
Well, I mean, if you have a gargoyle, why would you not smoke sitting on the gargoyle? I mean,
No, he became the gargoyle.
oh, I
Like,
thought you meant it was like a.
no. Like it was almost like he was hiding on the front porch.
I thought you meant it was like a Catholic church and had like the weird, like the statues, and he was
No.
like propped up against it with a with a
No,
camel.
this was a Baptist church, and that was his positioning to smoke. So I was
Oh,
like,
that changes things.
like
Okay.
there was like the iron rails, and I was wondering like if he thought that people couldn't see him because of those rails, but they're see through. Like,
Yeah. That's pretty good.
there's a we talk about Crocs a good bit, and I still have not became part of the Croc family, but there's a thing that's been out a little while, and it's actually a viral trend right now that people are really big on, and that's Crocs for your dogs.
So that's a real thing.
That is a real thing. And I want to see what y'all's thoughts were on that, and like how much you would have to love or hate a dog to buy it Crocs.
How much of these Crocs run for a dog? Because
That I'm
Crocs are
not
not
sure.
like for adults are like 50, $60 for a
Yeah, I'm sure
plain
producer
pair.
Angel, probably has it in her recently viewed on on her
Oh,
internet browser.
I have no doubt she knows the price of those dog Crocs.
You know,
7-pack for $20. How many feet do
A
dogs have?
7-pack.
Like, thought there are four, right? The traditional
You
four.
get 3 replacements.
I'm like, wait a second. Let's count how many legs are on a dog.
Oh, 50 for Croc brand.
Oh,
For
for
seven
the
still?
official.
Okay, just the. I mean, why would you want 7? It's like, okay, so what you do is you get 4 for your dog, and then if you hit a dog, and it survives, then you just get the 3 for that one. Like what?
It's like, did you ever see that movie The Kid with Bruce Willis?
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
have the dog in the
Yes.
tripod. That's for people that have one dog with 4 legs and one with 3.
Dog. Yeah, it
So it
happens.
fits the whole dog family.
Dude, I've seen more 3-legged dogs than I have seen 3-legged cats,
Oh, yeah.
1-legged people.
Yeah.
I mean, I think dogs, like if you make it out with all 4 legs as a dog, I think you're doing pretty good.
You're
Yeah.
pretty good. You're doing pretty good.
So, living your best life.
Well, people with dogs will do anything for those dogs. There's so many accommodations that people make for dogs. And some of them, I think, they just project their own stuff onto their dog.
Right.
And so they say, my feet hurt. I'm going to get Crocs for my
Yeah.
dog. Like that's going to, they're like, the dog's feet probably hurt too.
I think producer Angel may fit in that category of those type of people.
Listen,
Oh,
I mean,
Angel,
cat owners
yeah.
do it too. Turtle owners probably do it. I don't know.
Turtle Croc. The Angel will definitely buy
Turtles.
some Crocs for her dogs. 100%.
I'm surprised that I didn't learn it by her dogs wearing them. Oh, her birthday's coming up, Austin. So
When's your dog?
Angels or her dogs?
Angels.
Oh.
But usually she does
Yeah.
ask me for something for the dogs. She's very selfless when it comes to her birthday, and she'd rather the dogs get a gift.
How many dogs does she have? 3?
3, yeah.
Do they all have 4 legs?
Yeah.
Well, she's doing
So you
pretty
only
good.
need 2 of those 7 packs to cover all the dogs.
That's good math.
Yeah.
That was quick. That was quick math, Trent. I'm impressed.
Austin's still trying to figure out if you're right.
It's like, yeah, that's right. That's right. You need 2 packs.
5 by 7.
No, but yeah, I mean, I think that's wild, like to think about that, and I wonder if, like, how do you think dogs feel, like when we're putting them in a sweater or we're putting them in shoes or something like.
If
I
only
can see
they're
the shoes maybe because it gets hot. Like, sidewalks get hot if they're walking on
I get like if you're walking them on asphalt, but like
yeah, I've
when
seen that.
yeah, but like when I walk my dog, like I'm making sure it's grass. Like even if we're on a track or something, there's grass right there too.
Yeah,
well,
I
what
guess
if
if
they
you live
step
in a
on those little
city,
pokey things you used to step on, That ever happened to you when you were a kid? You
Well,
go out in
yeah.
the grass bare feet.
But I'm a person, Trent.
Well, that can't feel good to dogs either. A little pokey in their little pad.
I mean, nobody likes a poked pad.
Yeah.
So,
been there too many times. No one wants that.
All I'm thinking is, I wonder what like their wolf ancestors are thinking.
oh
It's
yeah,
like
dude.
Oh, they're shaking their
they could
heads. They're
see
like,
what the
bunch of
state of dogs
pansies.
now.
Like this is what we've become.
Oh, they 100%.
So all right, let's go a little Bible talk real quick. Like with Noah's Ark, okay?
How many Crocs to cover all those animals?
No.
Oh.
Like
How many packs of Crocs, Trent? You're good at math. How many packs do you need?
like obviously we had something in the dog family like a wolf, right? But like we didn't have like a labradoodle on there. So like when they're even looking at how everything's a doodle now, like what are those wolves thinking, man? Like
Soft. Yeah, they can't even like make people allergic. They're hypoallergenic. They lost their secret superpower, which is making weak people sneeze.
I think that the wolves are looking at the doodles today, like how the World War II vets look at us.
We are the poodles and the doodles
Yeah,
in
dude,
this
those were
generation.
some tough people. Like the
Oh,
men and
yeah.
women during that time, like just everything that they went through. It's just like my goodness.
Or you hear
Like,
about like even going farther back, like the Oregon Trail people, pioneers, people like going across the plains. And they're like, yeah, so we just picked up buffalo poop for firewood because that's all we had, and we ate hardtack, but we made it, thousands of miles by foot. It's cool. And I'm like, do I really want to walk to the fridge from my bed for a midnight snack?
Or we're mad about our DoorDash being late. Like, man, where did my Chipotle go? I haven't had my burrito yet. Yeah,
Well,
we're soft.
so I was talking to my friend today, and the one that's from Lick My Skillet, and he's in education, and he was like, "Man, my classroom." He's like, "We were all complaining because we don't have this new latest greatest technology that basically allows them to use like a laser pointer thing, and then they're able to move to like they have the boards, the Promethean boards or whatever, but then you can click on things using the laser pointer, like it's almost like a point. And they're like,
Wow.
we don't have that. And then I posted a picture yesterday on Facebook about how my classroom's got AC this year. And like we didn't have it last year. And I'm like, imagine like the 90 plus days and you don't even have AC. And then he's like, it really makes you think like how big of weenies we can be. So
I still don't know how you did that, man. Teaching a middle school class with no AC, all
we
the
just
Axe
embrace
body
this now.
spray, that
We
sounds
just embrace,
horrible.
yeah, and see, we embraced it. Like we just took
You
it,
have
man.
to. There's nothing else you can. You just gotta walk in there, take it in, brother, and just yeah.
I would walk home, like walk out of the car after I got home, and I would just fall forward in my ice bath and just stay there,
Oh my
like
gosh.
just to cool off. Like,
Just let me sit here for a good
yeah,
15,
dude,
20
it was
minutes.
so tough, but
I believe
man,
it.
and it was funny because yesterday we were painting my classroom, and Brittany was painting, and she's awesome at painting and everything, and Isaac was helping me out, and Brittany was like, "Man, it's hot in here," and it was like 73, and I'm like, "Baby, like this is good."
This is nothing.
I've seen some great videos from like British people recently.
Mhm.
They're like the British summers are so crazy. It gets up to, and then they say some number in Celsius, which just escapes me. But then there'll be a guy in Florida. He'll say that's 83 degrees Fahrenheit that they're complaining about. He says it's 100 degrees here in Florida right now.
At
So,
night,
right.
like at 10 p.m.
So, of the rest of the world's measurement systems, because we're like the only ones that don't use it, like that's as Nate Bargatze had in that Saturday Night Live skit.
Oh,
That's the only thing we really did different. Like, um, but what confuses you more, like Celsius, kilometers, kilograms, you know, what
All the
measuring
above.
system that we don't use is most confusing to you?
Celsius, 100%. Because I can't even imagine what like the equation is that you have to
Oh yeah,
go through to switch
Yeah,
between Fahrenheit and Celsius.
what's
Like,
the number you add? Because there's a number for one of them. Like
I don't
I was
know.
thinking 32, but I'm not sure. But like
That's what I was thinking too, because
that
like
may be
zero
right.
degrees Celsius is freezing, right? Isn't 0 degrees
Yeah.
Celsius freezing? And
mhm.
32 degrees Fahrenheit freezing. So,
But it's not just flat because then 100
right.
degrees Celsius is like 212 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
it's
there's
some
some weird
weird.
stuff, man.
I don't know.
Like must be a conspiracy.
It's
Like at
not
least a
real.
kilometer is like close enough to, or like a meter is close enough to a yard.
Yeah.
That can be like, okay, 1,000 yards is a kilometer. I could kind of picture that in my head.
So what age do you think that people get to when, like, if I'm to ask you how far it is from Cleveland, what would you tell me?
Uh, like an hour
Like an hour,
drive.
okay?
Yeah.
When you shift from that to, 41 miles, like, I think there's a certain age you hit when you start talking in miles instead of time. Because, like,
Yeah.
there, we have family members that are, senior saints, we'll call them. And they'll be like, "Oh no, you need to go this way because it's only 27 miles." But it may take an hour and a half,
Right.
depending on what towns you're going through or
Yeah.
whatever. And I think there's a stage in life, and I'm not sure what it is. And I don't know if you guys knew. You guys are really my experts in knowledge. And there's a time in life when you switch from like explaining by time to miles.
I'm trying to get to where I explain by, Farsis. Just, go as far as you see 3 times. You'll get there.
Right. Now that's after miles, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow,
it's a
that's
progression.
maybe
I
when you
think
get your AARP card, maybe that's when you switch from time to miles, like, oh, I'm
that's probably that transition.
60.
That-
Yep, it's 41 miles, not
I think
an hour.
I think we got it figured out. When you get your AARP card, that's when it switches from time to miles.
Yep.
And then when your kid or someone that could be your kid gets their AARP, then that's when you go to like
Farsi.
yeah, the Farsi.
Farsi.
So like that's when you're starting to use landmarks.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
and
and
that's
people at that stage too, they use landmarks that don't even exist anymore. They'll say, "You just go past the building that used to be a Chase Bank, and before that it was a Waffle House, and then you're going to turn left at that place where old John used to live." And it's like, I don't know this person, and I don't know where the Chase Bank used to be.
See, in some parts of life, I kind of do that. Like, what do you two guys call the big theater in Chattanooga?
AMC.
yeah, AMC or just the theater. I don't know.
So I call it the Rave. And back in
Oh,
the day, it used to be called the Rave. And when we first moved
yeah.
here, that's what it was. That Joker hadn't been the Rave in 10, 12
That's a
years.
way
Yeah,
cooler name though.
Yeah,
it is a cooler
AMC can
name.
like run it, but keep the name.
right. It was a great
Yeah,
name. It's like,
that's the
hey, meet
one.
me at the Rave. And I told somebody meet me at the Rave, and they were from out of town, and I didn't think about it, and they just went to a random theater, and they're just like, hey, I guess this is the Rave now. And we went to movies, but at separate theaters.
I haven't heard it be called the Rave in a long time. Like I've heard people call it that before. Probably you.
Probably.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Rave. Yeah.
I used to work at a theater that's now an AMC. It was called the Starplex.
Mm.
I thought that was a way
Oh,
better name too.
dude, Starplex kind of reminds me of wrestling.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, and Trent delivered the Starplex.
Starplex.
Have
Fine,
to like
Starplex
threaten
and
her out,
baby
Yeah,
Jesus.
just like full on belly
and you
flop
just
someone.
starfish somebody from the top
Yeah.
rope. So one thing I forgot is, dude, we didn't do a Trent introduction. So you guys need to know who this guy is that's hanging out
Yeah.
with us today. So Trent, give us a little bit about yourself, man.
Yeah, so basically I know these guys, I worked with them both, had the pleasure of doing so, but in my personal life, I'm just like a big music nerd. Like I've been to more concerts than I can really remember. I have a collection of over 1,000 cassettes.
Wow.
I
Wow.
yeah, I'm big. I just like love trivia and stuff. So I have a bunch of random facts stored in my noggin and lyrics. So,
Okay.
if I ever hear a lyric, it's hard for me not to start singing something. And it's extra hard for people to hear it when I do start singing
Mhm.
something. So,
Mhm.
Nice.
but yeah,
Hey, you got a good singing voice, man.
yeah, I do like to sing.
I can't sing. I'm the only one of the three of us that can't sing. Like you two can both sing.
We'll do a duet one day, me and
Yeah,
Austin.
you guys need to start
We'll
a
do it one day.
band. I'll be your roadie.
Yeah.
I can carry stuff.
Knuckle Puck's already taken though. We'll think of another
Yeah,
band name.
we'll think of
Knuckle
another band.
Puckle's not.
Knuckle Puckle, yeah.
Knuckle Puckle, Baby
As,
Jesus. No,
as long as our music is different enough, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be different than Knuckle
right.
Puck.
All right, real quick, Trent. Give me one song or one group that's like going to be family appropriate that people probably don't know that they need to check out.
Yeah. Recently I've been listening to this band called Fox Warren. They're really chill, really fun. Their singer's name is Andy Schauf, and he has a really cool, unique voice. But their most recent album, they do a lot of interesting sampling of like old timey TV and stuff.
Okay.
But then it goes into kind of this cool folk pop. So you don't usually hear a lot of sampling in that music, but they do it in such a way that creates a really awesome atmosphere.
Hey, that sounds fun.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm going to check them out and write them down.
Yeah.
You said
And then-
Fox Warren?
Yeah.
And then one interesting trivia fact that we probably don't know.
Interesting trivia fact. Okay, Hulk Hogan, we were just talking about him. He used to claim that he was supposed to be the bassist for Metallica. and that he auditioned, and Metallica has said many times that no, he didn't.
May he
I
rest.
believe Hogan.
I think he may
I
have
believe
claimed that
Hogan.
he was supposed to be in Guns N' Roses one time too,
Mm.
and they also said
Oh.
no.
I had heard something about him being a bassist, but I didn't know
I mean,
about like any of
he
those
can
major
play,
groups.
he can play, but
Yeah.
he never was close to playing with those bands necessarily.
Are there any bands with a happy bassist? Like they always look so miserable. Like
Oh yeah, or
That is
like
true.
yeah.
the stink face. The bassists usually have a good stink face.
Mhm.
They
I'm
do.
trying to think, you
Is it
know,
just because they can only play like the 3 chords or 4 chords it is compared to a guitar?
the ones that are actually good at it, you know, they have to really focus
Yeah.
to get it
Right.
going.
So it's jealousy. It's more of a
Hey,
jealousy
give
thing.
me
It's
your
like I'm
bass
just
back,
stuck here in the base.
Austin.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
kind of a snooty bassist.
You know.
I mean, that's a bassist that's made it.
Yeah. Well,
Paul
thank you.
McCartney, he's kind of a happy
Yeah.
bassist.
Oh, yeah.
That was the
And
last one.
and you
In the
got a kiddo,
60s.
right?
Yep, I am the father of a little boy. He's 5.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Dude, 5 is a fun age. You're getting into some stuff, huh?
Oh my gosh, yeah. He's exciting. I think that's the good word.
Yeah. Now, how do you so I mean, you're working all day and you know, with the work you do, you're pouring into people, you know. So
Mhm.
that can be tiring, you know. You're just
Mhm.
being really selfless with your day and how you serve people. And then the energy when you're hanging out with them, like how do you
Mhm.
keep the energy to stay up with a 5-year-old, man?
I mean, you know, I do what I can for self-care. Um, you know, I try to really be intentional with self-care because a lot of times, especially in our modern age, like we'll throw on some Netflix or we'll watch TikTok, which are actually like kind of active things that don't help you think about yourself or where you're
Yeah.
at.
Mhm.
So I do a lot of like creative stuff. So I'm working on writing a novel,
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
I'll do
Nice.
poetry now and
That's
then.
cool.
Or you know, I'll sing karaoke just by myself. You know, I'll
Mhm.
turn on the YouTube video of a song I like and I'll just sing it because I know it's going to make me feel
Right.
happy.
That's awesome, man. I love those things because that's one thing we're always trying to look at too is different self care things. And one thing I loved about when I was working with you, man, you did this newsletter,
Yeah.
and man, you'd have groups on it that I'd never heard of, so I'd
Mhm.
look them up, and you know, movie recommendations, and just a lot of fun energy, and like I think you're the most like artistic person I may know.
Thank
Like
you.
just in so many different areas. And that's the cool thing about like really artistic people is they're it seems like they're artistic in every aspect of life.
Mhm.
Like a little touch of everything.
Yeah, I love being creative. You know, and you're talking about working with people. That's where you got to be the most creative, just
Right.
because every single
Mhm.
person is so different, and so you got to be able to roll with the punches and take what they're giving you. So.
Well, you know, talking about some of the self care things you do, like what would you say would be your go to, like your number one? Because I feel like we all have like kind of our baseline self care stuff, and sometimes we need a little bit extra.
Mhm.
But what would you say is like kind of your maybe even daily, you know, self care remedy or whatever you want to say?
Yeah. I You know, I don't do this daily. I One day a week I have off because I do like a 410
Hmm.
type schedule. So I have
Mm.
Wednesdays off and I call Wednesday Trent Day
Okay.
because I know that I can't really call my mom because it's her busy day at work and I'm not working and everybody else is working. And so I call that Trent Day and I take myself out for lunch
Oh, that's
and some,
awesome.
you know, I'm part of the AMC Stubs membership. So I go see a movie, but you know, I just do something nice for myself so I can say, you know, this week I did something
That's
nice.
cool. I
That's
like
good.
that.
That's really good.
I think it's good to have a day like that that you just kind of relax and stuff. You know, one of the things we do is we keep Sabbath, so like
Yeah.
for us, we have that day like just family time and rest, and um, you know, we're big on scripture and everything, so we'll spend time in scripture, and yeah, so that's a big thing for us. But man, when you get that day that you're kind of really unplugged from pouring out to everybody else
Yeah.
and like really take a little time to focus on
Mhm.
yourself. I think that's important.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that, like, even in marriage, my wife and I are dealing with now because, we've already got our daughters, got her own place with her husband. And then, like, we have, our oldest son, he's transitioning into his career and everything, and starting to look at where he wants to move to and everything. And then, then we got a 16-year-old and 13-year-old. So it's like, soon it's going to be just you and I. And so we try to be really intentional on that, because I think that's something that happens a lot in, like, marriages. When it gets to that point where it's just the two of
Mm-hmm.
them, they put so much focus on the kids, and we do put a ton of focus on the kids. But if you're not working on your own relationship in a marriage, like, it's gonna be troublesome when the kids are gone.
Well, and I find so much value in just being open and
Yeah.
communicating about where you're at. I think especially as men,
Hmm.
sometimes we think we got to lock it down and put on the face and show that, like, everything's good, and because look at this, everything's good.
Right.
But if you can have that trusted relationship with someone where you can say everything's not good,
Hmm.
even just
Mm-hmm.
that disclosure is healing. And then, you have that person who cares for you, and you can make a plan for how to move forward and how to kind of take care of yourself.
Yeah, I think the common factor there, whether it's self-care for yourself or relationship self-care or for your family, whatever, is intentional. Just being intentionality. Like you have to make it a priority. It doesn't have to take up a lot of time. It doesn't have to take up a whole lot of energy. But you just have to be intentional about it.
Hmm.
Whether it's like 10 minutes a day, taking a walk by yourself, or taking 2 or 3 hours on a Saturday to go on a date with your wife, or your husband or something like that, or taking a couple of hours to hang out with your kid and just going outside and whether it's blowing bubbles or throwing a football or working out, whatever it is, just being intentional and actually scheduling it in your day. Sometimes you have to do that. And I've told people that put it on your planner, put it on your calendar. It sounds kind of funny to put okay self-care in my calendar, but if
Right.
you have to do that, there's
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
wrong with that because you're making it intentional. So just gotta make it a priority.
And no, I agree 100%. And then, like, with what you were saying, having that person that's a safe place for you, it's kind of cool. My wife and I, we've been doing this, like, relationship thing where basically they send a question every day, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
I'll submit my answer, she'll submit hers, and we're able to see how our answers correspond. And it's like, when you first met, like, what made that person stand out to you? And, like, it was each other's smile. So, like, we put that. And then it's like, now, what is the thing that's most special? And I actually put that she's my safe place. It's
Mhm.
like, and it's kind of funny because, I mean, I could take her, no doubt. But, like, I feel safe when I'm with her.
Uh-huh.
It's like,
Yeah.
obviously I'd never be violent toward her or anything, but we were
It's
joking
like
about
take her
that.
where, Mark? Out to eat, to a
No,
movie,
no, we were
to the
joking about it. I
beach.
was like, I
Take
could,
her breath away.
yeah, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I would definitely win in a fair fight, but, like, I feel so safe with you, like.
I don't know, Mark. She's got a pretty strong arm when it comes to having a
Hey,
skillet.
when it comes to that skillet,
So,
man,
Yeah, if she's got the
but
skillet.
that's when it's no
I
longer a
don't
fair
know.
fight.
Well, that's true. Valid. That's valid.
But yeah, I mean, that's the cool thing, though. Like, when you have that friend, the spouse, whoever it is, that's that safe place for you. I mean, I think we all need that. And, like, in a lot of my work, I'm working with veterans as well. And, as veterans, like, I think it's even more the, like,
Yeah.
gotta be tough, gotta be
Yeah.
strong, and everything like that. And so that's one of the things that I'm definitely, like, speaking to them. I'm like, guys, you have to have a safe place. You have to have that person, and that's not a weakness. That's a
Mhm.
greater strength than any of the strength we can, show physically or anything. So,
Right. Right.
well, to go from a pretty serious topic, man, geez, to
Well, we got real deep there for a second.
yeah, yeah, it got real deep. So we got to go to a phenomenon, and this is the Moriko Aoki phenomenon, which is a
Sounds
fun thing to say.
right.
In the least. Anybody got an idea of what this is?
There's this great DJ named Steve Aoki, and he throws cakes at people.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it's got
Okay.
something to do with getting a cake thrown
Little
at you.
cake tossing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know if it's a fair fight for me to say because I think I have an idea when I was looking over notes,
Okay.
so I'll
Well,
just.
go ahead and bring it to us.
Does it have something to do with the urge to have to do number two or go to a bathroom in
Yeah.
certain social settings or situations?
Yeah, it absolutely does. So it's this
Yeah.
thing that basically when people are going, it started with like bookstores where people would be going to a bookstore and have a sudden urge to go number two. Now they've expanded it to certain places, like I think Target is another one of them. Oh my god!
I have strong opinions about that, but yeah.
I've
Well,
heard
I mean,
some.
you
Yeah.
can't respond like
Here's
that.
the thing. Here's the thing. Okay, it does happen to me in Target. It happens to me in Target maybe like 80% of the time. But
What
the
happens to
biggest
you in Target, Trent?
where I walk in and I nature calls immediately as soon as I pass that like $1 section at the front.
But then
That's
you have
when
to
it
turn
happens.
back around and go to the bathroom, right? Because it's
Well,
like
but
kind of
here's
past the
the
bathroom.
issue: the bathroom at Target is awful. It's gross, and I do not want to go in there. And so usually my Target trips are a little short.
So do you have to so you shorten the trip, or I was about to ask, do
Mm,
you have to do that or hover?
I
Like
Oh,
get my speed walk on.
I've talked to girls and they hover in bathrooms. I've been so scared for like the backsplash, you know, like
oh, there's nothing worse than a splash. Like I feel like
I would never want to do that and have a splash in a public restroom.
if you're
I call
committing
that
to
Poseidon's
going,
kiss.
listen, if you're committing to going, you just have to like go
Yeah.
all in. Just
Mm-hmm.
plan it down, hold your
Yeah.
knees, and pray for the
But then,
best.
so if you do you ever have anything where it's like, man, I've been feeling a little weird, hadn't gone in a couple days. I'm just going to go by Target real quick.
I
Just
I have never ever not gone in a couple days, and my sisters make fun of me for it. They because we'll go to like a music festival together, and they're like, "We're really concerned about you. You've gone 3 times today." I said, "Yeah, that's an average day for me." But they think it's really weird.
so
But
even in like a porta potty?
Wow.
yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I'll go. If I have to make it happen, I'll make it happen.
that's
That doesn't
rough.
mean I'll like it.
Who invented porta potties? Like, why have a sauna filled with everyone else's stuff? Like, I
Ugh,
mean,
Well, and then did you ever
no,
see that movie Hoot?
I don't think so.
I don't
In
think
that movie,
so.
they put an alligator in the porta potty, and its mouth is like bound shut. But ever since that movie, I can't look at a porta potty the same way.
Dude, that would be the best place to do something like that to somebody because I'm not wanting to see what's going on in there before I
Exactly.
go.
It is.
Like,
It is a gambit. It's like I'll look, but if I don't see any scales, I'm
Austin's
looking away.
mouth. Austin hasn't closed his mouth.
Uh,
Now Austin
that's a
is
fear.
not like I've
Ah,
gone in third world countries. I've gone in
Hmm.
war, like in the middle of firefights. Like my whole thing is I'm gonna go wherever. But like Austin, he is a very particular partaker
my
of that
body
kind
has
of.
been trained to shut down. Like it shuts down certain functions to where I can withstand. It's very rare that I have to like break that rule. Okay,
Mhm.
body, you can release here and target or this porta potty, but I can usually like power through. I'm like, yeah, we're good. We're good.
I used to, man, like struggle, like, have times I just had to go. But I think that since I improved my diet, started eating better, I think that's helped a lot where you don't
Yeah.
really have the emergency as much, like where you just got to go. So,
I've been doing the same
yeah.
thing recently, and I have noticed
Yeah.
it's a game changer.
And I think that's a
Yeah.
big thing, like just, and I'm not saying I eat perfect by any means, and I'm not saying that you can't have some stuff, but I think like, just reducing some of the fried food a little bit and,
Yeah.
trying to eat a little bit cleaner. I think and for me, even if it's none of the other benefits, it's worth it to not have to just go wherever.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, instead of getting the captain's platter,
Yeah.
get the
The
salmon.
captain's
Right.
splatter.
Right.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
that
Uh, this is a family friendly
Yeah.
podcast.
that's a
I,
Rojo after hours. Just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, even that, like, it's worth it to me to not have
Yeah,
that going on. So,
that's right.
That's
That's right.
yeah. That's not good for anybody. Have you ever
no,
had to use the bathroom though at the beach in like a public restroom? That is the
I think I've ever
worst.
done it at the beach.
The heat, the
Oh,
scent,
mm.
it is bad.
Okay,
It is bad.
would you rather pee in the ocean or go to the beach toilet, you
Oh,
know?
bro, I'm peeing in the
Ocean.
ocean.
I'm
Yeah.
going deep. I'm
See,
going
I took
past.
Austin peed
my
in the ocean earlier today.
I mean, probably 3 or 4 times.
son to Lake Ocoee. You know, he's 5, he's a little guy.
Yeah,
And he said, "Dad, I have to go potty." And I looked up at the bathroom. The door was wide open and it was disgusting there. It was Fly City.
we're not
And I
doing
said,
that.
"Hey buddy, I know that we usually go to the potty to go, but this time you can just pee in the lake." And he said, "Dad, are you for real?"
Dude, that was the first training in being a man.
And
Like,
I said, "Yeah, I'm for real." And he said, "I just like going in the potty." So he made me get out and take him to just the worst place
oh,
I've ever been.
That's
And I mean,
awful.
he made it happen. I was proud of him, but
what you got to do at that point, right? You got to stand right next to him and pee and let him feel the warm water. Be like, Daddy does it.
Daddy does.
You know?
That's it. See, it's great. It's all good.
I've already done it twice today, bud. Like,
We had this friend go to the beach with us our last beach trip, and he's like, "Man, I'm just having trouble. You know, I gotta go. I go a lot. You know, I'm getting older." And that joker would just walk out waist level and then go back sit on the beach, and it's like, bro, like at least make it a little more discreet. We all know it's happening, but
Right.
well, Big Miller one time, man, he did a little more than pee one time in the ocean.
Stop.
And I was
Don't go any
probably
further. Don't go
teenager,
any further.
maybe early 20s, and it floats. Um, and it was a tough moment. And he was like, "Hey, the whales do it."
that's true.
Wow. Well, it's not. He's not wrong.
That was tough, man.
Can you imagine just standing there in the ocean floating? A little
Is
little
that a
log floating
is that
by.
a fish? Is that
That's
is that a crab? Oh
oh,
no!
it's a piece of
It's a little
driftwood?
kid with his
No.
net.
What did I
Oh.
just catch?
Uh, ooh, just disintegrate. Anyways, moving on. I don't know how
All
we
right,
got
so
we
look,
gotta
that's
go
a gross
past this.
topic, guys. We're flipping all kind of crazy things. We're
We
getting serious. We're getting gross.
we
So
are
now
we
we're gonna
went
get
from
to,
being intentional. We went from being intentional for self-care and relationships
right.
to crapping in the beach.
Dude, wild things happen when you're gone and Trent's here. I'm just saying. But now we're gonna have to Trent, I'm sorry we gotta shorten it.
That's okay.
Um
Yeah, we've kind of gone over our
so
allotted
Trent,
time.
I think what we're
Save it
gonna
for
have to
next
do,
time.
we're gonna have to bring you back for the
Yeah.
main topic next time. We just had so much fun with other stuff, but I think we do have time for our final segment, right?
Okay.
So we're gonna have to pick yours up next time. And because there'll be another time because Austin vacations too much,
Yeah.
honestly.
Just
So
it's a hard life, Trent. It's a hard life. Someone,
no, this is the
Someone's
first
someone's
one
got to
this
use that
year.
PTO.
Yeah.
and that, sure enough,
Dude, you know when he worked with me, or when I worked with him, I guess you'd say, I actually threatened him that I was going to write him up if he didn't take PTO because he was about to lose it. Like that joker's dedicated.
I am. That's the definition of dedication.
So,
But it's
so
true though. I had to take PTO.
Trent prepared an awesome topic for us, and we're not going to have time to get to it today.
No.
But Trent, we promise we're going to bring you back on. Trent will be our first returning guest. It's
Yeah.
going to be pretty awesome.
That is true. And he's one of our
So-
first fans too. One of our first supporters,
Yeah.
I should say.
Him or Miss Neva, you know, we got to bring Miss Neva
Uh-huh.
in too.
Yeah.
So you might be second. But Austin, let's go ahead. He's got a little speed round we were gonna do with Trent and I.
Yeah, since you both are parents and I'm just an excellent babysitter, we've already established that, but I don't have my own children. I'm really great at my nephew. Speaking of, he came to my bedroom this morning at like 6:45, knocking on the door, open the door. He goes, "Can I show you my treasure chest?" I'm like, "No, you can't show me your treasure chest. Show me later." But anyways,
This is
y'all
the
been
this is the guy who ate Nutella in bed. Yeah.
on the yes in bed with a spoon with his sister,
Yeah.
squatting there in the middle of the king size
I
bed.
think I'd want
He,
to know what's going on. I think he's got
Yeah.
some secrets.
That Joker might have had a plan for you.
Yeah.
he's too smart. Well, I'll take a picture of him next. He'll be the next social
Yeah,
media flex.
yeah.
But you have Mark's got like 12 kids.
I
Technically,
do.
that's how it
A
feels.
baker's dozen.
You've got a kid. And I feel like toddlers and teenagers are different but similar, right? So we got a few questions we're going to go through. Some are like would you rather questions, and you have to answer which one you'd rather do. Some are a little bit more open ended, but they're super easy, kind of situations or things you have to deal with. So we'll just get started.
And so we're just going to write our answers. We're not going to say them out loud yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So first, would you rather deal with a whiny or tired kid or a hungry kid when not at home, like you're out in public? Tired and whiny or hungry or hangry, as I like to say.
All right.
Okay? Yeah. How often do you have to tell your kid or kids to wash their hands? That's a
Like
good one.
per day.
Sure, yeah, we can do per day. Would you rather deal with your kid having lice or deal with a kid having the stomach flu?
Oh, gosh.
Both sound horrible to me, but that's just my own. Would you rather clean like grape juice from the carpet that's spilled or pay the food bill for a teenager for a week? And I know Mark's kids eat like 3 pounds of pasta
Mm-hmm.
each day, so I mean it racks up.
Coy was just with his cousin and my brother, and he's like, man, I had so much fun with them. He's like, Dad, but they only made like a pound and a half of pasta for me.
Wow,
Like with meat and stuff.
it's a hard
Like,
world we live
I
in.
was like, man, I'm sorry, buddy.
So we'll go through a drive-through, I guess, and get you something to eat. What's the dirtiest or nastiest thing you've had to clean out of your kid's room the past month? You may have a clean kid. My nephew is not very clean, so we would know. It'd probably be Nutella smeared all over the bed. But last question. What's the most difficult thing about your child's bedtime routine?
All right.
All right. So we read the questions again, or you
Yeah,
just want to read
yeah.
it? Okay. We'll see if I remember the order because I kind of skipped order based on time. But first question: would you rather deal with a whiny, tired kid or a hungry or hangry kid when not at home?
My son goes crazy if he's hungry. He will not shut up about it. He will not let me forget. And so I'd rather deal with a tired and whiny kid because I can still carry him. And it's pretty cute when he like puts his little head on my shoulder, it makes me feel like I'm a good dad.
Okay.
So.
Well,
Valid.
I can't do that because my kids are all bigger than me. But
I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
sometimes they hold me. But no, mine's hungry and not at home because Trent just shared the difference between an experienced dad and a newer one. We always have food in the car. We always have snacks and stuff. So
Smart.
I can just stuff one of those Slim Jims in their mouth or something, or beef jerky or almonds or whatever. We always have something.
That's a
Or
good.
like one
Yeah,
of
I'm gonna have
those.
to write that down.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Educational podcast.
yeah.
Or like a gallon Ziploc bag in the glove compartment full of cooked pasta you could just pull out. Like, here you go. Here's your half a pound.
That
And a
won't be
person
enough.
with no kids.
Yes.
Hey, loving life. I'm gonna tell you.
And see, Austin, this is why you are a good listener today, because in 14 of the 15 countries, we're not only considered a fun comedy podcast, we're also considered educational.
We are educational. Dear God, help this help this world. But next question, I forgot what the next question was. I think I read
Hand cleaning, I think.
Yeah.
how often do you have to tell your kids to wash their hands?
It was a lot when they were younger. It's a lot less now. But I'd say there's 2 or 3 of those a day between the 3 boys.
Okay.
Angel, I don't have to tell anymore.
Yeah, she's clean.
She's clean.
She's clean.
My little boy, I have to tell him every time he goes to the bathroom, and every time he's going to eat food. So, I mean, we're talking like a minimum of 4 times, but it's probably more than that.
Yeah.
And he's particular about it too. I have in my bathroom only the hot water works, and I couldn't tell you why, but so he doesn't want to use that one, so he has to go to the sink in the kitchen to wash his hands, and then he's not tall enough to reach that sink, so we got to pull up a chair. So not only do I have to remind him, I have to help him every time.
It's a lot of steps.
If you need me to come out and check that water issue too, I don't mind coming out there, brother. We so it was today we had a junk removal job, and Isaac, we wear gloves when we're doing it, of course, but there was this one that had like years old diapers. And we had to grab a couple of them and throw them in the bags, And then afterward, Isaac had something in his teeth and went like that, and I was like, "Bro." So there are occasional things like that.
See,
still.
I knew there was something there with Isaac. I was waiting for the story. Honestly, I thought of this question because of Isaac, because I figured even though he's a 13, he's 16. Excuse me, he's 16. You still got to tell that kid to wash his hands.
Yeah.
At least once or twice a day. All right.
Right.
I think the next one was about dealing with either lice or the stomach flu. Is that correct?
Too easy of a question.
Stomach flu.
100%, dude.
Okay.
Because you don't know where those lice are going to jump. That's gross.
That's true.
Yeah, they could be with us right now. You don't know. There's
little foam mats on the back of the wall that just kind of jump. That's why we always wear hats, Trent. If you notice.
Don't ask Mark to take his hat off.
Right. No, the stomach flu is nothing compared to lice, man.
Yeah, I'll get you that. Okay. I think the next one was would you rather clean like stained grape juice from the carpet, or pay the food bill for a teenager for a week?
I would rather rip up my carpet and just have plywood floors than pay the teenager food bill for a week.
I've heard about how much Mark's teenagers eat, and so I also said clean.
Yeah.
Dude, my grocery bill is far more than most people's mortgage.
I believe it. 100%.
Like we'll do Costco trips, and just a Costco trip, if it's not close to $1,000, it's like what'd we get? So
nothing. All right, what was let me look. Was it the
smelly
bedtime routine? Oh, yeah. What's one of the dirtiest or nastiest things you've had to clean out of your kid's room recently, or the past month, or whatever?
My boy is really clean right now. I just told you he doesn't even like to pee in the lake. He's going to the potty. So
mine's a pretty easy one, and I think I've done this with all 3 of the boys. Didn't do it with Angel, but have done it with all 3 of the boys. Is like sweaty sports clothes that were put in a gym bag and left in a car for a couple weeks, or like if they had a packed lunch and left it in the bag, and then you open that bag and the worst one, which happened this week, is protein shake residual that's sat in a car for a while.
That's a bad smell. I'm guilty of that myself. You forget it, and you
Mm-hmm.
pop that lid.
Oh yeah.
It's bad. It's so bad.
Well, let's get
Oh,
that last one, and then we're gonna have
right,
to wrap it up.
right. And what is the most difficult thing about your kid's bedtime routine?
Emerson has like a huge burst of energy right before he goes to bed. So he's jumping, he's running, he's tackling, he's all over the room. So that's the biggest challenge there.
It's pretty chill these days. You have something to look forward to on that. But no, that was fun, Austin. Thank you for putting that
Welcome.
together for us. And man, we loved having you on, Trent, and can't wait to have you on again so we
Yeah.
go over the main topic. Maybe we'll start with that. You know,
I didn't even realize we didn't do it.
yeah,
Until
this
you
is
sounds like,
the
yeah, we didn't do
resource,
that.
man, and it was a fun ride.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, Rojo family, we love you guys. We love Trent. And Trent's put some funny stuff on social media. How can they reach out to you? How can they find you?
If you want to find me on YouTube, it's The Perfect Shuffle. I review music and make videos about music.
Awesome.
Awesome, man.
All right, Rojo family, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you guys.
I'd like to introduce myself. I don't believe that we have ever met.